Hey there, Aurelie here from withhisgifts.com. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Today I have a quick video tutorial for how I created this lovely thank you card. So let's get started. The stamp set that we're using today is the One Big Meaning. We're also going to be using the detailed floral Thinlits dies. We're going to be using this die in particular. Now this die set is part of a bundle. It can be bundled with the Floral Phrases stamp set. And if you want to check out that bundle, it's on page 77 of the annual catalog. The ink colors that we're using today are Rich Razzlebberry and Sahara Sand. For our cardstock, I have my card base here cut at 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 and scored at 5 1/2. I have my layer that is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and then I have 2 pieces of the Petals Paisleys designer series paper. This one here is cut at 4 by 2 3/4, and this one 4 by 1 1/2. And the other things that we'll be using today are our snail adhesive. We'll be using some clear embossing powder. I have an embossing pouch. We may use scissors, we may not, but I have them just in case. I will also need a bone folder and a sponge, and then I will be using my heat tool. We'll also be using the Big Shot, and we're going to go ahead and get that started right now. Get that out of the way. So there is the Big Shot. I have my magnetic platform down below and one of my cutting plates. I'm going to go ahead and grab my designer series paper. We will be cutting both of these with this die here, and I'm looking to see which way I want my paper to be on my card. So I'm going to go ahead and cut away this bottom here. So we're going to position our die right down to the bottom of this side of my paper. And again, we'll do that again for that one here. Oh, I always do that. My handle is on the wrong side. So let's flip that over really quick so I can turn this, because it's not going to work very well if we don't turn it. Okay, so we're going to snip that away just like so. There's that piece. That's trash. Okay, so for this one here, I'm thinking that I want to cut away, I think this one here. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to position this die down on the bottom of this piece of designer series paper. This gorgeous paper. I love the colors, rich colors. Okay, and there's that piece, and that's trash, and we are finished with our Big Shot. So let me quick move this out of our way. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is go ahead and grab our crumb cake layer, and we're going to set it down, and then we're going to take the pieces of the designer series paper that we just cut with the Big Shot, and we're going to position these where they're going to be on our card, but we're not going to adhere them. We just kind of want to know where we are going to stamp our sentiment. And then we're going to get everything ready for that. I'm going to grab my Rich Razzleberry, and I'm going to open that up. I'm also going to need my anti-static pouch. I'm going to need just some, I have a piece of computer paper to catch my clear embossing powder, which is what we need too. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up so that it's ready. Okay. And I think we're good to go. Well, we need the stamp, right? We can't. I have my thank you here, and again, we're using the One Big Meaning, and we are using the thank you for everything and more. So that's the stamp that we're using. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab my anti-static pouch. I'm going to hold these, the pieces of DSP in place, and then I'm going to, where my crumb cake is exposed, I'm going to pounce on that. so that I can get powder on there. Okay, so then next I'm going to ink up my stamp, making sure that it's facing the right way. And I always like to test it just to be sure. My boys spend time in my craft room and they could have something stuck on there. I usually clean them before I start my videos, but just in case. So I have that inked up. The next thing we're going to do is center it on the front of my card. And then we're going to move really fast here because we are going to heat emboss this ink. I'm holding it down for a second, giving it a chance to absorb into my cardstock, just like so. Then I'm going to quickly move this away, grab my computer paper and clear embossing powder on top of it. If you move fast enough, yes, you can heat emboss the ink pads, the regular ink pads. It's not as sticky as Versamark, but like I said, if you move fairly quick, you can manage to do it. Now it won't be as shiny as it would be if you use the Versamark and an embossing powder, a color embossing powder, because like I said, the ink is not as sticky, so it doesn't grab on to as much as the powder, so you're not melting a lot of the powder, but it is enough to give you an awesome look. And let's go ahead and I'm going to turn this on and let it heat up a while. That's a good tip. When you first turn on your heating tool, point it away from your cardstock and let it heat up for a quick second. That will limit the warping that's going to happen to your cardstock. So there is that, and as you can see, that is gorgeous. So the next thing that we're going to do is get any excess powder off our card and our work surface, because we are done with embossing. So we want to make sure that there's no powder anywhere, because the next thing we're going to do, well, one of the next things is adhere. So we want the adhesive to stick, and if there's powder on there, it might not stick as well. So, all right, so the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the Sahara sand and my sponge. We're going to sponge around the edges of the designer series paper. Now, Sahara sand is the lightest of the browns in the neutrals family of the ink colors for Stampin' Up. So I chose that because I do want to sponge and give it a little distressed look, but it is very subtle, and it doesn't take away from this gorgeous, gorgeous designer series paper, because this paper is gorgeous. It really is. And doesn't really need much. It's one of those papers that, you know, speaks for itself. You can just tape some to the front of a piece of cardstock and call it a day, because the paper does all the work. So it is that gorgeous. Okay, and again, subtle, very, very subtle. And then we're going to do the same thing here, but right in this general area right here. So right about here on these sides. So I'm going to grab some of this and do that. And on the other side, do the same thing. Okay, we're good with that. The next thing I'm going to grab, and flip these over, I'm going to grab my snail. I mean, look how pretty that is. We're not using that side, but the DSP is double-sided, so depending on what your mood is, you know, you can pick a side. Okay, so I'm getting some snail on here. Now this, the larger of the two pieces, is going to be on the top of my card. So I'm going to carefully line this up. So I'm going to find my corner and match that up. Okay. then I'm going to take that across, find that corner, and just like that, starting to look gorgeous. Super easy too. This is an ideal card whenever you find DSP that is gorgeous like this and doesn't need a whole lot of work. I say grab some, especially if you're going to make cards in bulk, which is what I'm doing. These cards that I'm making are for my awesome customers to show them how much I love and appreciate them. So yeah, so it lends very well for that. Okay, so I remember I told you we may need the scissors. If we have a little bit here where I miscalculated by a fraction of an inch, we can just get rid of that like so. Perfect. And then we'll sponge that edge because we just cut that off. Okay, and there's the front of our card. Next thing we're going to grab is my card base. Okay, and where's my bone folder? There it is. Go ahead and grab my bone folder. And then because we used the heat tool on this, I recommend the fast fuse in order to mount this onto our card base. But I ran out because, like I said, I was making these in bulk, and I don't know what I was thinking. Why I didn't get the sale. It was just on sale, and I totally missed that boat. But anyways, I ran out, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my snail. But if you're making this at home and you have some fast fuse, that is what I recommend because of the heat embossing and the warping that comes along with that. The fast fuse will work better. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to use my grid lines here for centering. Get that right there. Okay, and then right there, and there you have it. Super duper easy, super duper quick, and super duper elegant. This card is amazing, and it is perfect for when you have to make a card in bulk, like thanking your awesome customers, because it's quick. It's easy, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So make sure to jot down the supply list down below, then head on over to my website at withhisgifts.com and place your order today so you can make these awesome cards at home. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by and have a great day.